All right. What do you have here, Hunter?
Up to the right, got a 63 Scout 80.
Okay.
It's kind of the hoopty, but it's not so bad.
Okay.
And to the left here, we got the new one, which is a 75 Scout 2.
Nice, nice. So just right off the bat, what I can see between a Scout and a Scout 2 is obviously the size difference. What other key differences do these vehicles have?
Oh, there's all sorts of key differences. I mean, this one here, it's got disc brakes and power steering. This one's all four-wheel drum. It's got manual steering, manual brakes. And in 63, or any Scout 80s for that matter, excuse the towel, you could only get this 152 4-cylinder, a 3-speed manual, and it did not have any synchros for first gear, and that was it. You were pretty limited on options. You could get a variety of front and rear axles. They were all weak, but most people broke the rear axle going down the freeway, where it'd load and unload and snap. Mostly didn't happen on the trails.
Okay.
The Scout 2 here, we can got them with all sorts of different options. We're skipping a couple of generations because there's a Scout 800 in between. That you could get disc brakes and power steering in a V8 and an automatic.
With a little body like this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Same body. You could change the top. The windshield folds down on the 80, but that's specific to the 80. The 800s don't fold down.
I see. Okay, okay. So right here, what kind of engine is this that we're looking at?
It's a 345 International V8. It's got a 2-barrel carburetor on it. They don't make a lot of power, but they're a beefy engine with a lot of down-low torque.
Okay, so it's pretty reliable, gets it moving, doesn't break, it's got torque, pretty much to get the job done, right?
Exactly.
Okay, okay, nice.
A fun note to circle back on the 80 real quick. This engine here, if you look at the distributor, for example.
I see it.
See how it's got one, skip one, one, skip one, skip one on the cap?
Right, I see that.
Do you know why it has that on the cap?
I mean, well, I'm gonna make an educated guess here, but is this, I mean, looking at how the engine's sitting, maybe this design here is a variant of the V8 on the other Scout?
So, kinda. This is a 152 slant 4.
Okay.
It's, 4 in a row, but it's
Slanted.
Slant.
Okay, I see
it's
that.
Slanted because it was a V8 and they lopped off 4 of the cylinders.
I see.
So you're left with, half the distributor cap, half the intake, half the carburetor. It's just a 304 that they lopped half off of. Half of that motor is a 196, and that does exist in the 800s.
Wow, that's pretty neat how they did that. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It's cool to see them side by side and be able to compare the differences.
Yeah, it's not really well balanced, so it's got vibrations. But this is a road tractor. That's okay.
Right.
Vibrations are okay.
That's what these vehicles are just made for. Just,
Yeah.
I mean, bare bones, and yeah, there's just not a whole lot to them.
These ones sure changed a lot.
Yeah, a bit more features, right?
Oh, it's all of the features.
I mean, let's take a look inside. I know it's maybe missing a few parts.
Yeah, it's getting there. It had none of the dash in it last weekend, so. Still missing a few things, but now we've got, windshield and washer. It's got,
Let me get over here. Oh, shoot, it's kind of lifted.
it's got 2-speed wipers with a push for the windshield washer. This is the wiring for it. I haven't quite gotten to it yet.
Okay.
That was not something you were going to get in the Scout 80.
Okay.
This has got all the climate controls right here. If you want air from the outside, heater, if you want to give hot water to your heater core to thus get hot air, you got to turn that or push that.
Okay.
If you want vent on the floor, you put it there. If you want defroster, put it over there.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. There's still not a lot of amenities, but I mean, it's like a little wagon. You got a back seat, you got a front seat, 70-30 split bench, all that good stuff.
Okay, I see that.
But the Scout 80, comparably, was, I mean, it's a 10-year difference, but it's archaic.
Really? Let's take a look at that one. I mean, this here in itself already seems pretty, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, by today's standards, this here is pretty basic.
Yeah.
But this thing, I mean,
We'll circle back. You might go to the passenger side.
All right. Yeah,
Yep.
no worries.
No. Fridge door handles. Oh, that has sliding, or that has roll-up windows. That's a real fancy one. This one, it's like you're working at Taco Bell, but all the time. And you know, you don't hate your life. You turn the knob, open it. You get your big window opening here. You leave that closed, and you pull this back. You get what would be the wing window opening. And in the summertime, you take a few bolts off, and this whole aluminum frame comes off altogether. Not a bad deal. Let me roll around real quick.
I can see from this one, obviously this seat here is not original to the vehicle.
No. What did I tell you last time? It came out of like a Mitsubishi.
It's like some minivan or something.
Yeah,
it looks very 90s.
It was a little 90s minivan, yeah.
Okay, okay.
But let's circle back. On the other Scout, we started with the windshield wipers. That had a 2-speed electric wipers, and it had push button for the sprayer.
Okay.
This side, you want windshield wiper, you get 1 speed. Pull it out, the vacuum will make it work. The faster you drive, the slower they get. Passenger gets the same treatment.
Wow, so they're vacuum operated.
Yeah, I get a little screwdriver and pull the cover off if you want, but
Oh, it's okay. We get the idea.
yeah. You want the heater? That other one, it had all its knobs there in the same spot, just push and pull. This one, then we'll show you on the engine bay layer. But you pull this one for hot air, push it in for nothing. Pull this one for cold air, push it in for nothing. You could get fancy and blend them. This has got defrost here for the driver. No defrost, and it goes to the floor right about here.
Okay.
Defrost for the passenger. Same situation, comes out about right here, pushed in.
Okay.
Much like the other one, pull it for the heater core to get hot. And fan low, fan high. Same setup, but they're on knobs instead of on push pulls.
Wow.
You got no power steering and a massive steering wheel.
Okay.
The 3-speed here, you got reverse, first, second, third.
Okay.
The transfer case is being occupied by a bungee cord, so it doesn't make noises, but you got the pattern right here.
Okay.
You got a 2-speed. This is your 4-wheel drive. You got 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and this one would be high range, neutral, low range.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. I mean, just
Pretty straightforward.
super basic.
Yeah. The speakers, well, they are period correct. They came out of a local junkyard. They're not original to it, and obviously the radio we got in here
It's not original to it.
not original to it.
I see. Nice. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll circle back to the engine bay and I'll show you what those knobs go to. Let's see, first you got the vents I was talking about. The V knob, you pull vent for the heat and it opens up a little flap valve in here.
Okay.
Like kind of like a carburetor.
Okay.
You got the same deal over there for cold.
Wow.
If you want your heater core to get hot, you pull it and it just opens a little ball valve.
Okay.
Kind of like a garden hose or something.
Right, right.
Then the defrost ones are all inside.
Okay.
But another neat little thing you'll notice about this one is you got a little door right here, or flapper. So you can oil your distributor periodically if you so chose.
Interesting. I have never seen that before.
Yeah. And what you might find if you come right about where he's at is you can service it was one of their big things. You could service everything on the motor from right where he's standing.
Right from the front?
Yep. You want to check your radiator? It's right there. You want to add oil? Right here. You want to check oil? Right there. Need to fiddle with your distributor, your points? Right there. Need to tune the carburetor? It's right there. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but
Good marketing.
your average American could reach the slave and the master from there as well, which hydraulic clutch, single pot, master cylinder.
Nice.
If you look right there.
Wait, so this is a hydraulic clutch. That is so cool. It's no Z-bar, no none of that.
Yeah, but the 800s and the 2s were a Z-bar.
Okay.
Got 86 net horsepower. That's at the crank, right?
Yes, it would.
Nets before taxes. So you got 86 at the crank and probably about 7 at the wheels. It's awesome.
7, okay, probably more like 36. Alright, here we are. Definitely a noisy little tin can, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a road tractor. You expect that sort of thing.
Right.
I closed the window, but it wouldn't get any quieter.
Right, it's all good. And this road is very terrible, so...
Yeah, it handles it well, though.
It sure does, honestly. Not bad for this type of vehicle.
Oh, it's 30-year-old shocks.
Right.
I'll get to it. It's on my list.
Nice. Where'd you acquire this one from?
Well, initially it came out of the Bay Area here in California. That's the tan portion of it. And I got it running and driving and drove it around for a while. It used to be bed lined, but I didn't like the look of the bed liner. So I sanded it all down and painted it an international tan of sorts that they sold in Tractor Supply in a rattle can.
Okay.
And it came out pretty good. I never cleared it or anything. I drove it around like that for probably a month or so. And then it got T-boned by a 4th gen Cummins.
That was the end of it almost, right? I mean, it still drove.
Oh, it still drove down. I got smacked at 45 or so, and it still drove down the freeway. But the body was toast, and I didn't want to go through that. So the green one was sitting in storage in Vallejo for about 20 years. And I mean, I'm still in shock about it. I got it running, well, just running without any new parts whatsoever. Just fresh gas, put it in the tank, put some down the carb, fired up and ran. I didn't clean the points, I didn't do anything.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I just made the best out of the both 2 Scouts, and that's what we're driving now. About a month after doing that, I put some fresh parts in it by then, but about a month after doing that, I drove it, 4 or 5 hours to Reading.
Oh, wow.
Drove it back.
So it's definitely proven that it can go around town.
Oh, it can go anywhere you want as long as you're not in a hurry.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. I assume this is full throttle almost?
Yes. No, not almost. This is full throttle.
Oh, yeah.
And that was 3,000 RPM. This thing's got 456 gears in it, you know. Going down the freeway 55 miles an hour, that's hitting about 2,900 RPM.
Oh, wow.
It's a high revving little unit. It's got its little quirks, but you know, that's part of its charm.
this one's still a work in progress. There it goes. So tell us a little bit about this one.
What do you want to know?
Well, how long have you had it? What's the little history on this one under your ownership?
Well, I've had it since last Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Before I owned it, it had sat for about 3 years. 2 owners ago started to rewire it and realized he didn't know anything about wiring.
I see.
So he let it sit for a while and then he sold it.
Okay.
The guy I got it from wanted to put an LS in it, bought the LS, and then didn't get to it for 3 years, and then he sold it to me.
Oh, okay.
I did not collect on the LS, but I've been going through the wiring for about a week, and we've got it running and driving.
Okay. Obviously needs a little bit of carb work, maybe mess with ignition timing, but
it needs a full tune-up and a different carburetor.
Right.
It's got a carburetor off a Ford pickup on it now.
Oh, okay. I see you're just kind of shifting it like that, keep the RPMs up so it doesn't stall out.
Oh no, I just like manuals.
Oh.
I could probably do full automatic mode.
I will say, this seat's a lot more cushiony than the other one.
Well, the whole thing rides better than the other one.
Right.
And the steering angle feels a little weird. It's really responsive, but maybe we won't upset the funeral people.
Right.
Definitely still has a lot of rattles to eliminate.
Yes, it does.
A lot of it are these fiberglass covers here.
Yeah, I hear this one just banging out right there.
Yeah. Maybe we'll button up the seat when we get back, and that'll help out.
Yeah, that rear seat's just sitting back there, not bolted down or anything.
We can play with the timing some and see if that helps.
Right. Neat.
Probably should have cleaned the glass for your video.
Yeah, but hey, this is just the nature of it. I mean, you've barely had it. You haven't even wiped the glass down. I don't think you've even washed it, have you?
No.
Nope. But
Turn the driveway yellow.
right, this is the farthest Hunter has driven this vehicle.
Yeah, and it needs a little front end work too.
Yeah, I can see you're just white knuckling that fucking steering wheel right now.
You can feel it, it's going everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's also the fastest I've ever driven it. However fast it is I'm going right now.
Right. I'd say we're doing about 45 miles an hour right now.
That sounds about right.
That speedometer's trying to work.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind it has 35s now too.
Yeah, so it's just bouncing.
Yeah, see, that's what scares me.
Oh, that's just soft front suspension, dude. That's what that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what that is. I can just feel it dipping like that. Kyle's Jeep handles like that, actually.
It needs new bushings in the front end. The leaf springs, they're pretty gone.
Right. It's just all over the place.
I know we'll just cruise.
Yeah, just a nice chill cruise. Well, after giving it, this is the longest this thing has ever driven under Hunter's ownership. It rides a lot softer than the other Scout, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's honestly not bad. Yeah, it rattles in here because we got some loose trim. That back seat isn't bolted down. it sounds worse than it is just because so much of the interior is just rattling around. But overall, not a bad Scout, that's for sure.
No, it's got a pretty darn good turning radius too.
It does.
Watch.
See this turning radius. Hey, it does have a pretty good turning radius.
That's phenomenal for something from the 70s.
Yeah. Well, K5s have good, like the Jimmy I had, it had a really good turn radius. So I wonder if
The Scout 80 does not.
really, what kind of front axle is this?
I'm gonna guess it's a 44. I haven't done the numbers yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's a 44 because it's the extra load capacity Scout.
Oh, okay.
That would have been a beefier axle it could come with.
I see.
I have a whole little book at home. We can look at everything that the XLC entails.
I see. Okay. Pretty cool. Well, guys, this thing gets up to speed pretty good. I mean, it feels fast. We don't know how fast we're going, but it definitely feels fast.
Yeah, we're just guessing.
Probably feels like 55, 60, to be honest with you.
Oh, not about the speed.
All right, here we have Hunter cleaning up the windshield. Nice.
I think I'm making it dirtier. The attempt was to clean it.
Yeah, oh well. We just gave her a jump start. She said that was her Maserati.
I mean, it is gold.
It is gold. She got no tags on it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
hear it.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting a kick out of her exhaust.
Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Click on the icon on the right to subscribe and click on the left to watch the next video. Thank you.